Hello, my name is Sophia, and welcome back to the Mind Palace. Today we're going to be talking about purpose. Now I know what you might be thinking, what the heck does this 21-year-old know about purpose? And if we're being honest, not much. I do not claim to be an expert on this subject by any means, and I think purpose is a very individual thing. But in the last year of my life, I've really started to scratch the surface on uncovering my own purpose. And so if anything I say today can help someone that was where I was a year ago, then it's worth sharing my very limited knowledge. So let me rewind about a year and a half ago. I had just finished my second year of aerospace engineering at Ryerson University, and I was starting a 4-month internship at a well-known aviation company in Toronto. So I'd finished the year with flying colors, which wasn't really any surprise because school had always kind of been my thing. And I had just been elected as the VP Student Life of the Ryerson Engineering Student Society. You know, from the outside, it really seemed like I had my shit together. But on the inside, I was struggling deeply from the fear that I was not on the right path. It had become really apparent to me that although engineering was something I was good at, it wasn't necessarily something that I was passionate about. Now, when I started my internship in the summer of 2018, things got worse. I hated the environment that I was in, I hated the work that I was doing, and I hated that I didn't know how to change the trajectory I was on. I had always wanted a life of passion and purpose, but that's kind of difficult when you don't know what your purpose is, and you're not really that familiar with your passions either. How many of you can relate to this feeling? I feel that one of the greatest struggles of millennials today isn't that we don't have the opportunities or the resources to do what we really love in life, but is that we have no idea what that actually is. You know, and then you add on top of that this pressure to find this great unattainable purpose, and it really starts to feel like you're just living a life that's a shadow of everything that you could be living. I honestly got to the point of being so unhappy and just unsatisfied with my everyday life that I was willing to do anything it took to change. And at this point, I knew intellectually that if I wanted anything to change in the outside world, I first had to change my inside world. So I was like, you know what, I'm diving in head first. I got nothing to lose. And I made the profound decision that day that I love what I do. And from that point, it didn't really matter what I was doing. It didn't matter if I was getting up at 5 a.m. to go and commute to my job and sit there for 8 hours. It didn't matter if I was working on an assignment that in the past would have driven me absolutely crazy. I decided that I love what I do, and I was going to feel passion and purpose no matter what it was that I was doing. I woke up with the attitude that today is the day that I find my purpose. You know, and I just had faith that no matter what I was doing, it was leading me to that ultimate destination. And that provided me with a sense of peace and joy that I hadn't really felt before. I started to, dare I say it, actually enjoy my internship. I made a point to walk in there with a smile on my face every day. You know, and people noticed. I started to be so much more friendly around the office, really get to know the people I was working with. I got moved from a desk that was in the dark to a desk that was right next to a really great window. And my whole experience changed because of the attitude that I had walking in every single day. That's when I began living life on purpose. As time went on, the more consistent I was with maintaining this attitude of purposefulness, the more things started to unfold. I very soon got the idea for the Mind Palace, and more ideas and insights would come to me every day about what my purpose was and how I could express it. You attract what you are, and I was already feeling purposeful. So I just kept attracting to myself more and more opportunities to express that feeling. I actually started to love what I do because I had decided that it didn't matter what I was doing on the outside at all, and that it was expressing those feelings of exhilaration and aliveness and joy in every moment of every day that made my life purposeful. You know, I used to think purpose was your career or, the degree that you chose. But your purpose is not your career. Your purpose is not your degree. Your purpose has nothing to do with being a good Catholic or being a good mother or a good brother or a good daughter. Your purpose has nothing to do with who or what you are at all. Your purpose is just about the fact that you are. You exist, and your highest purpose is just to be present in every moment of every day and to be content with just that. When we take the pressure off ourselves to find this great purpose, and we begin to just feel purposeful, no matter what we're doing, life will present us with countless more opportunities to express that feeling. Thank you so much for watching, and here's your reminder to enjoy every precious moment. For more videos like this one, follow @themindpalace.ca on Instagram, like @themindpalace.ca on Facebook, and subscribe to the Mind Palace channel on YouTube.